Chapter 2. The City of Shemaim. In the southern part of Dhurna stands a large mesa. On this mesa is a magnificent city. In the center of this magnificent city is a splendid palace. And in this splendid palace is the king and queen of the oldest kingdom in Dhurna, the kingdom of Shemaim. While the temperatures in northern Dhurna were freezing, Shemaim's tropical weather allowed its residents to know nothing of snow and ice. It was as if the city was in a different world. In a small classroom with young children, a stunning, slender, and fit woman with flawless milk chocolate-colored skin and beautiful, thin, half-moon-shaped eyes began to instruct. Her black hair, some of which was braided to the side, was full of small waves that ran down to the middle of her back and flowed in a complimentary manner as she moved gracefully with every step. Michelle, the second and youngest daughter of the king and queen, and princess to all who bear the honor of calling Shemaim their home. Her light violet eyes radiated, along with the traditional deep purple linens the royal family wore. She spoke to the children.
Let's do a quick review of our last lesson about Kasai. Kasai are orbs we use to deliver power into things, such as our great city's lights. They also can be used to power weapons. Bren is known for its use of white Kasai in their crossbows and ballistas. The Baryonians have figured out how to use yellow Kasai to enhance swords and spears. Some Kasai can be used as explosives, others can be used as fire starters. These are the main uses of Kasai, but there are many more, and there are several types. Okay, now let's talk about Dhurna. The continent of Dhurna has 4 major powerful nations: the wealthy and aggressive Trunis Empire in the far north, the brilliant and innovative nation of Bren in the northwest, the honorable and war-loving Baryonia to the far east of us, and the proud kingdom of Shemaim, where you sit and draw your breath. Unlike Trunis and Bren, who have large masses of land and many cities within their territories, Shemaim is but one large city. Baryonia is one small city with a large territory and many tribes who eat and sleep in the wild, while patrolling their nation's borders. Shemaim has an excellent defensive position because we are high on a mesa. We also have a large wall surrounding the mesa at its base. This is where many of our people work the land and provide fruits and vegetables for us to eat, especially those sweet peaches that I love so much.
Michelle looked at the children with a slight smile.
Remember, gaining your beautiful teacher's favor with fresh, tasty peaches is always a benefit to you.
The children all laughed.
Now listen up, children. It is important that you know that there are more than just these nations. There are the rebel clans as well. They live in many places outside the 4 nations. Their numbers are great, and you do well to never underestimate them, for they set the world ablaze with war, and it took the 4 great nations' combined force to put them in their place. This was known as the Rebel Wars and was almost a decade ago. The rebels scattered but are still strong, though they aren't united. Many of them have fallen by my hand, and many more will taste the defeat that I shall introduce them to.
She instructed, with a smile breaking through her stare. The children returned smiles.
Not all of the clans are bad. Several are honorable. Clan Aaron, led by Aaron the Virtuous, is one of them. Clans are all around us, to our north, east, and far north. They are like many kingdoms unto themselves. All of these kingdoms have kings or some kind of leader, but never forget that the King of Heaven is above them all.
Even King Yadin and Queen Lillian? One of the children asked.
Yes, child, even my father and mother bow to the King of Heaven.
Michelle paused.
But they bow to no one else,
She shouted as the entire classroom erupted with a battle cry.
Class dismissed. Be well, children, and be gone. I have to see my sister.
She smiled as the children gathered their things and rushed out of the classroom. On the other side of the palace, another class was coming to its end. A lesson in the art, science, and history of combat. This teacher was none other than the eldest sister and first princess of Shemaim, the mighty warrior Yada Kabad. She had a small frame like Michelle, but stood a bit shorter than her younger sister, with a more athletic build. Yada wore her hair in a more robust style than her younger sister. Her eyes were in the shape of a half moon as well. Yada, like her younger sister, had violet eyes, but they were a much darker, mesmerizing purple. Yada carried the look of a warrior, unlike Michelle, who is built like a dancer. Both sisters had hourglass figures. Yada's countenance was less graceful than Michelle's, until she had a sword in her hand. With sword in hand, Yada was as graceful as rose petals flowing in the wind. It was said that Yada was born for battle and that she was worth 500 warriors on the battlefield because of her combat abilities and leadership. Her skin was a soft caramel color, and even though she had plenty of battle scars, her skin was as soft, as smooth as untouched stones from a freshwater brook. She was truly a sight to behold. She glowed with magnificence. Yada instructed.
Do you know why we call it the First War?
Because it was the first war? One child was bold enough to ask.
No. War is as old as man. We call it the First War because, until that great war, mankind had not truly known war. That war was so full of death, so full of loss, that every war before it paled in comparison. The war lasted only 2 years, yet the Kifu slaughtered a sixth of Dhurna in a few months.
The children were amazed and terrified at this.
And that is why the King of Heaven gifted mankind with dunamis, dunamai, when referring to more than one. Wondrous power to help our ancestors win against the Kifu. Some useful on the battlefield, some for scouting, others for support. Dunamis is passed down from parents to their children. Some even develop new ones. If you do not possess dunamis, don't worry. Skill, technique, smarts, and heart are all far more important in battle than some special ability. If I relied solely on my gifts, I would have died long ago.
She continued as the children soaked in all the information as best they could.
Okay, my little warriors, out of my sight. Class is over.
As the children headed out, Michelle entered the room and embraced her beloved older sister with a loving hug and a gentle kiss on the cheek. Yada smiled and blushed.
I'm so happy to see you, sister.
Michelle grated. The two were close-knit and adored one another. Yada grabbed Michelle's face and held it in front of hers.
Michelle, if you don't tell me of the contest, I will give you an everlasting knot right in the middle of your forehead that will cause no man to want to marry you.
Michelle laughed and gave Yada a gift that all the Kabod women had, a beautiful smile that could melt any heart. It was customary for any man who wanted to marry a Shemaimian woman to best her in a contest of her choosing. It took the king 87 tries over a 4-year period to beat Queen Lillian in a board game match of strategy and wits just once. The king's standing record with the queen was 15 victories to her 820. After winning the contest, the man then has the right to ask for the woman's hand in marriage, and it is not guaranteed that she will say yes. This contest is only to prove a man worthy of asking. Michelle had chosen a spear-tossing contest on horseback, which took the lucky man 7 times to beat her.
He finally bested me.
Michelle, did you let him win?
How dare you ask me that, Yada? I ought to send you flying across this room.
I'm sorry, just making sure. Please forgive me, sister.
Michelle smiled.
Not forgiving you is not an option for me.
So, when is the wedding, Michelle?
2 months' time.
Excellent.
So when is Nabiri coming?
4 moons from now.
Are you going away with him again, Yada?
I don't know. He said that he needed to speak with father and mother as well. It may be something big.
Do you think it has something to do with your terrible dream, Yada?
I fear it may. And no, I haven't told Father yet. I've never had dreams that revealed the unseen or the not yet seen. So maybe it was just a dream.
Yada, do you miss the palace when you go off on adventures with Nibiri?
I do not.
Michelle lowered her head in sadness. Yada, sensing her beloved sister's disappointment, spoke.
How many times have I asked you to be direct with me, sister? I do not miss the palace because this building matters not to me. The battlefield is my palace.
Yada put her hand on Michelle's shoulder, looked her in the eyes.
I do miss you, though.
You'd better.
Besides, Nibiri is always so well prepared that we are never gone long. You act like I am gone every day. Plus, he mostly makes me do the fighting, or uses me to intimidate people as a backup plan, so he doesn't have to fight.
So, you're just a glorified bodyguard who is fun to look at?
Aw, she thinks I'm pretty. Anyway, I'm hungry. Let's go eat. Teaching those little brats made me use too much life force. I need food.
Your life force? You're so dramatic, Yada, and so mean.
Meanwhile, in Marith, the sun was setting on Elena's life. The only last meal Elena partook of was her despair, with a side of regret and a cold cup of fear to wash it all down with. Elena tried to still her soul on the eve of her execution, but could not shake the thought of her passing up an opportunity to save her life.
What was I thinking? Why did I not simply ask Nibiri for his help?
Elena laid down and tried to rest. Just as she was slowly drifting off to sleep, footsteps echoed down the hall towards her. She stayed still and pretended to be asleep, thinking that if they came to wake her and failed, maybe they would open her cell to wake her and she could escape. The person stopped right in front of Elena's cell. She continued to pretend to be asleep, hoping they would try to wake her. Suddenly, she heard a familiar laugh. It was none other than Nibiri.
Hoping I was a guard or some official who'd come to wake you from inside your cell, huh?
This was her chance.
Maybe Nibiri would still be willing to help me.
Elena thought to herself. She reconsidered, thinking that he would never help her after the way she treated him.
What do you want?
Elena closed her eyes. Nibiri stayed silent.
Leave me alone.
If that's what you honestly want, then I will. I came to give you a couple of options, one of them being a last meal.
If you think I need your help, or that I'm going to beg you to help me, then you're dumber than you look.
Firstly, I don't look dumb. Secondly, you do need my help because I'm the only one offering it, but you're too much of a stubborn fool to take it.
What?
Don't interrupt me. I'm not finished. Lastly, I never asked you to, nor do I want you to beg me for anything. You didn't ask me. I offered of my own will. I asked you a yes or no question, and you said no. And I came again to show you a kindness that you do not deserve. Yet I show it anyway. I offer you food. You are an idiot for not taking my assistance, and you know it. But your pride and ego are too massive to receive my aid.
I know that. I know that I'm a fool for that. What do you want me to do?
Fix it!
Elena took a deep breath, and silence filled the area for what seemed like an eternity.
Look, that was... You didn't need me snapping at you like that. It was not okay of me to treat you like that. You tried to help me. I don't know why, but you did. You seem like a kind man. Sorry.
All is forgiven.
Just like that? That's it?
Just like that. No need to drag these things out. Besides, you about to die anyway.
You can't joke about things like that.
I just did. Besides, you're laughing, so you must have thought it was funny.
Elena smiled.
I've never seen you smile. How beautiful.
You've never seen me smile? You act like you've seen me many times. So, what about that meal?
What about it?
You said you had a couple of options for me.
I do.
Well,
2 options. First option, a last meal. Second option, freedom.
you're lying. You can't give me freedom.
I can.
Elena was overwhelmed with joy and gratitude. She thought to herself,
How could someone be so kind? Why do this for a stranger? For someone who tried to kill him? For someone like me?
the entire time Nibiri watched her with his open eyes ability. He could see as if it were black tar that had been suffocating her heart, being overwhelmed by the fact that her heart was beginning to awaken, the darkness loosening its grip, sliding down her heart and falling into a warm orange light to its death. Elena wanted to tell him. She wanted to express this, but could not seem to muster the courage to do it. She thought to herself,
He said that he thought my smile was beautiful, so I'll give him one as a thank you.
Elena smiled, as genuine as she could.
How about both?
Nibiri smiled as well.
Such a clever little chinchilla. I'll get your food later.
He then motioned to the guard, who walked towards them and opened Elena's cell door. Elena was in awe. She was completely shocked. She nervously walked out, holding back tears.
We must leave immediately. We're behind schedule. Let's go.
Elena followed closely behind in silence. The guard escorted them through a hidden route within the prison's walls, then underground until they reached their exit in the woods outside the city. Shocked by the whole ordeal, Elena finally spoke.
How? Why? When?
As Nibiri handed Elena her weapons, he answered,
I made a deal. I wanted to. As soon as the governor left you.
Huh?
You said how I made a deal. You said why I wanted to. You said when.
Elena interrupted.
I know what you mean. And you know what I mean.
Nibiri smiled.
I made a deal with the governor that will probably cost us both in the future. Part of the deal was that you can never be seen in that city again.
Elena looked intensely at him with those massive eyes of hers.
I said that you can never be seen in that city again. I didn't say you could never return. You just can't be seen or recognized. So cheer up. I know how much you loved Mareth.
You know what I mean.
I am out of gold if that's what you're asking.
It takes more than a little gold to do what you did. Does your dunamis allow you to control the minds of others? Answer me straightly.
How do you know I even have a dunamis?
Elena stared at him with all seriousness, like a daughter would to a father who has announced with her face that he is in trouble with her. And he responded as if he were in trouble.
Okay, I'm sorry. I do not have a power that allows me to control the minds of others. None like that exist. But I had more than a little gold, like you said.
Elena's expression told him that he was in trouble yet again. And again, he replied like he was.
Okay. I gave him something more precious than gold, plus all my gold. And don't press me any further about what it was. I will tell you sometime later when I'm not so depressed about it. Also, I'm your father now.
Wait, you're serious?
Yeah, under Truna's law, the only person who can make a trade in that manner is a spouse, sibling, parent, or child. Your freedom was a heavy price. It costed me all of my gold plus something I'm not at liberty to discuss. Not yet, anyway. I've traded something precious and of similar value. To fill the difference, I am now in debt to a man without honor.
Elena stared into open space and pondered.
Well, I'm sorry your father has disappointed you on his first day of fatherhood. Father or death? Sorry, you got the sour end of the deal.
Deep down, Elena was overjoyed. But she couldn't let him know that.
So it was all about doing what you had to do to get the deal done, huh? You only became my father out of convenience.
Don't try to turn this around on me, little girl. Oh, poor me. My life is saved and now I have a daddy.
I'm not a little girl. I'll be 15 in a matter of days.
Look, girl, I did it because I wanted to, not because I had to.
Fine then. But why? Why did you free me? What's your angle?
I see something in you.
What do you see?
A life worth saving. Now let's move. We are late. And don't worry, I'll free you from the clutches of the congregation. Trust me.
Though not satisfied with his answer, Elena couldn't deny that she was a little excited to have a father, even if it was under such odd circumstances. She couldn't let him know this outright, so she resorted to one of her usual mechanisms: humor.
Nibiri, did you agree to marry the governor's daughter for my freedom? Do I have a mommy now? Are we going to be a happy little family?
You little turd.
They both laughed loudly, holding their bellies as they walked south.
Where are we headed?
We're on our way to Shemayim. I have an audience with the king and queen. I have to announce to them that I have a daughter, and some other things as well.
They both laughed and continued to walk. They traveled, discussing many things in an attempt to become more acquainted. Nibiri didn't ask Elena about her past. He only shared who he was with her, in hopes that she would one day open up to him. After a few hours, they decided to stop and sleep for the night. When Nibiri had fallen asleep, Elena reached for her blade. If she finished the job, if she killed Nibiri, she could save her life and complete her mission. She grasped her blade tightly, thinking it would be impossible for Nibiri to save her from the congregation. She did like the idea of having a father, but she thought of herself and decided that she would slit his throat and return to the congregation. She calloused her heart and unsheathed her dagger. As she inched closer to get into position, she heard footsteps and an arrow piercing a tree in the distance. It was a messenger from the congregation. Elena quietly left Nibiri's side to meet the messenger.
What is it, messenger?
Rosh wants to speak with you, he replied.
But my mission isn't finished. I was just about to kill him and return.
Rosh wishes for you to speak with him immediately, without delay, the messenger said.
Without killing Nibiri?
Rosh says to stop and return without killing the wise man, the messenger answered. Elena left immediately.
Chapter 3.
Decisions. Elena and the messenger from the congregation moved with great haste. Rosh had traveled to meet her. His camp was a 3-hour horse ride away. They met another messenger who had horses prepared. They mounted them and rode south in a hurry. When they arrived, it was a few hours away from dawn. Elena dismounted her horse and rushed to find a tree. "Wait here," the messenger said. Elena was so nervous and stricken with fear that she vomited. Her heart raced at the thought of what Rosh would say, what he would do. She went through every possible scenario in her head, even one that involved her attempting an escape. They were deep in the woods, so maybe she had a chance. She walked up to the tent and waited outside.
Come here, Elena.
Elena approached the entrance. As she widened the opening in the front of the tent, a thick black mist seeped out. Elena was frozen in fear. This was the dunamis of the headmaster of the congregation. Rosh could secrete a dark, heavy, fog-like substance from his skin. This dark cloud could rapidly cover 500 square feet in a little over a second. In this darkness, it is extremely difficult to breathe and impossible to see anything. Those unfortunate enough to fight him in it are quickly tired out. Rosh simply runs his sword through them at will. His sword is an entirely separate matter. Rosh's sword is passed down from headmaster to headmaster. Its wielder is bonded with the sword in a painful ritual. Once bonded, the sword's owner can will the sword to grow and shrink in length in a flash. Any opponent unlucky enough to face this sword in battle does not know when the wielder will simply cause the sword to grow, nor do they know the sword's maximum length. It gives its wielder a tremendous advantage. Elena entered the tent and fell to the ground in both fear and heaviness. She vomited once more.
Well done on your job in Marith, young one.
Elena could not tell where he was standing. She could not see at all, but he could see her without hindrance. She tried to speak, but fear snatched the words from her mouth.
I hear that you were caught and jailed. The man from the Order of Hagios freed you. Why would your target free you from the prison you were locked in after you attempted to kill him?
He is a kind man, Headmaster. A kind, forgiving fool of a person.
Any man who is part of the Order of Hagios is no fool. I also hear that you are about to deliver the killing blow, as I called. Good girl. Good, loyal girl. Are you still loyal, or did his sweet words sway you?
I am loyal, Headmaster. You are correct. I was about to slit his throat when you sent for me.
How did you feel when I called you back? When I stopped you from completing your mission?
I was confused, Headmaster. I wanted to finish my mission first, but I know you must have something important in mind.
Indeed, I do. I have heard that this man is traveling to Shamayim. Do you know of this?
Yes, Headmaster, I do. He told me himself.
Well, I give you a new mission. I want you to spy on Clan Gasha and inform me of what has developed. The wind is changing in the rebel lands in the south, and Clan Gasha is in the center of it. I only need to know of their next move. Once you're done with them, reunite with Nabiri and keep me informed of everything that he touches. He's up to something. I can feel it.
Yes, Headmaster.
Elena left the tent, took a map and drawings of Clan Gasha leaders, and slept for a few hours. Upon awakening, she mounted her horse and headed south towards the great forest. Nabiri woke early the next morning, alone, but not surprised. He traveled southwest until he arrived at a lone hut in the wilderness where 2 horses awaited him. One was meant for Elena, but she wasn't with him, and he had wasted enough time. The hunter who owned the hut was a friend of Nabiri's named Demetrius. Nabiri took his horse and left his good friend a note. Members of the Order of Hagios are usually gifted with several dunimai. One of Nabiri's was the power to amplify attributes and abilities of any life, including animals. Nabiri lovingly stroked his horse, and out of his hands flowed power that greatly amplified the horse's stamina several times over. The horse would eventually tire, but he could run with all of his might for several hours before needing a brief rest. He climbed onto the horse and rode full speed toward Shamayim. After a smooth journey, 2.5 days later, Nabiri approached the towering walls of Shamayim that protected the farmlands and homes of the workers who lived in the foothills of the mesa. The massive stone wall stood 30 feet tall and 20 feet thick, with roofed ramparts. He entered the gates after greeting the guards, who were dressed in armor of steel, leather, and silk. He traveled through the farmlands, greeting the people with smiles and kind words. Most of the people knew him. He continued to the foothills and up the mountain, where he was greeted by another wall and more guards. The gate was opened to him, and he entered the ancient city of Shamayim. Shops, houses, and various other buildings of beautiful stone and wood stretched for miles. The people were full of joy. Security and peace filled the air. Everyone wore thin linens of satin, silk, light cotton, and the like. The palace lay at the city center, Its white stone could be seen from anywhere in the city. Nibiri walked the rest of the way. As he neared the palace steps, the guard sent word of his arrival. He was escorted directly to the throne room. "The king will now see you, Nibiri," the guard said. The grand doors of silver and cheroit were opened before Nibiri. A large throne room with floors of marble. The walls were marble, accented with silver and beautiful cheroit and amethyst stones of the deepest violet. Nibiri approached the royal family. King Yadin and Queen Lillian were seated in the center, with Yada and Michelle standing at their sides. Yada stood to her father's right, and Michelle to her mother's left. The queen looked like an older version of Michelle. She straightened her hair and wore it down. It flowed to her lower back and was slightly highlighted with purple. She seemed to be the perfect picture of grace and beauty. Her daughters got their purple-colored eyes from her. The king had brown skin and intense, half-moon-shaped eyes. He was a short, athletically built man who resonated with strength and authority.
Nibiri, friend and ally to Shamayim, how are you?
King Yadin greeted him.
I am well as I can be.
I see that you still do not bow to the king.
The three women were all taken back by the king's words, although Queen Lillian was the only one who did not show it. Nibiri smiled softly and responded.
You would never bow to another king.
I am a king. You are not.
It's not a matter of you being a king and me not being one.
What other matter is there, Nibiri?
You are not my king. I am of the order of Hagios. My king is the king of heaven. I serve only him. Therefore I bow only to him and would greet death before bowing to any other, even if he is the mighty king of Shamayim.
You speak of death before me?
Yada and Michelle began to grow more anxious. Yada gave Nibiri a look of disapproval that clearly meant for him to shut his mouth. Queen Lillian, in all of her wisdom, spoke.
How brave of a man to speak with such boldness and respect to the king, wisely pointing out the strength and power of one king, yet remaining loyal to your own. What news do you bring us, faithful friend and ally to Shamayim?
As the tension eased, Nibiri answered,
I fear that blood is at the door of Dhurna.
Blood is always not only at the door, but all around. You bring me nothing new, wise man.
Blood like the blood of the rebel wars a decade ago, but only several times over. Blood filled with treachery and deceit, then a terrible darkness to follow. This blood has not yet reached your door, but soon will.
The room fell silent. Nibiri's words were not to be taken lightly. The servants in the Order of Hagios often see glimpses of the future, and none can give wiser counsel.
What is on the brink, Nibiri? War?
Several wars, one after the other.
How many is several?
Up to 7, great king.
7? Unbelievable.
Believe it, great king of Shamayim.
Who goes to war?
The king asked.
It involves mostly Bren and Trunis.
Well then, why are you here, Nibiri?
I would like Yada's help.
No.
Yada was upset at hearing this.
Why, father? I want to help Nibiri, just as I have in times past.
The king looked at his beloved daughter and answered her.
You cannot. We can't get involved in other countries' affairs.
Father, but it would only be me. Plus, I would be doing a great service to all of Dhurna. Surely you approve, father.
At this, Queen Lillian spoke.
Your father is right. You are a princess of Shamayim. You will one day rule this city. And if your father and I should perish, you would rule sooner rather than later. If you were to get involved, other kingdoms would see it as a decree from the king, and any action you take would be an action taken by Shamayim itself. You getting involved does not avoid war for Shamayim. It brings war to us, daughter. Do you understand this?
Yada was upset. She looked at Michelle.
Tell them, Yada. It is time.
Michelle nodded.
Tell us what?
Yada gathered her bearings and spoke.
I have had a recurring dream of the walls of Shemayim being breached and many lives being lost. Too many lives to count. All of us in this room die in this dream. We all fall in battle. I believe that I am meant to help stop this. Why else would the King of Heaven give me these dreams?
Your mother and I are right. You cannot. What if you getting involved is the very cause that brings war to us?
Who breached the walls in this dream of yours? Who did you war with?
I could not see their faces or their colors, nor their armor. They were symbolic.
Symbolic how?
I only saw their backs. They were black. Black like shadows. They were large.
Lard?
Very large. Tall and strong. Like trees. I didn't see any actual fighting, only dead bodies and our enemies lifting shouts of victory.
Nibiri closed his eyes and shook his head from side to side in a slow manner. He appeared to be stressed, which made everyone nervous. They had never seen Nibiri nervous, not even close to it, especially Yada. She had witnessed him in dire situations where even she was unsure, only to see Nibiri calm and unshaken.
Why do you make that face, Nibiri? What is wrong? I have never seen you worry, not even a little. Tell me, what is dreadful enough to make you nervous?
You are mistaken, my good friend. This is not the face of a man who feels nervous. This is the face of a man who feels fear.
Shocked by his words, no one dared ask anything. With open eyes, Nibiri could see it all. Their fear, their doubt, their confusion. He could see it all inside them as clear as day.
The dream you had was only a small part. I and every member of my order have had the same dream as you. You have only seen about 10% of what I've seen. And that, my dear friend, is why I am fearful. Your parents are right in some of what they are saying. Your actions do represent all of Shemayim. I too had to face that same reality.
Is that why you left the order?
Yes and no. The order of Hagios has decided to prepare in one way and me in another. They approved of my actions and wished me well, but I can no longer act on their behalf. I am free to come and go to Cerneria as I please. I am their ally, not their fellow member.
Everyone in the room knew that once Yada made up her mind, there was no altering her course. Yada steadied herself.
I understand. Father, mother, sister, do you?
The king, the queen, and the second princess all nodded their heads in agreement, with sobering faces.
Spencer!
A tall, slender, gray-haired, pale-skinned man entered the throne room.
Spencer, I'm sending out a decree.
Yes, my king. To all of Shemayim, Spencer asked.
To all of Dhurna.
Ready when you are, my king, said Spencer.
I, Yadin Kabad, 22nd ruler and king of Shemayim, announce that Yada Kabad, my daughter, first princess, and second in line to the throne of Shemayim, is hereby removed from that line. She has been severed from her kingdom with honor, bravery, and loyalty. My daughter Michelle Kabad, starting this day, is the first princess of Shemayim.
It shall be sent out immediately, my king. Anything else? Spencer asked.
Yes, tell our people that Yada still has the favor of her king and queen, and all is well. Also, assemble all the people in the gardens of the fallen when the sun is low, for a celebration to send my daughter off on an adventure for the good of all of Dhurna.
It will be done, my king. Is that all?
Yes, Spencer. Thank you. If this has you scared, then we should all be scared. I know you will tell us what we need to know as soon as you can. I am trusting my daughter to you, Nibiri. I don't need to tell you what I will do to you if you should allow something to happen to her.
I understand, great king.
The two sisters embraced each other and cried. The king and queen covered their daughters with love. They hugged and kissed them both. Nibiri quietly left the family alone and headed to the roof to focus and gather his thoughts. They didn't even notice his exit. The people prepared. The cooks cooked. The servants set up for the celebration. The shops closed early. The farmers finished working. Everyone prepared for Yada's grand send-off. Yada, who was in charge of the city's defenses, ordered most of her soldiers to stop their duties so they could be with their families and help where they were needed. Only the watchmen and a few city guards remained on duty. The royal family bathed, primped, and dressed in their celebratory garments. One of the palace servants asked Yada if she knew where Nibiri was.
He is more than likely on a roof somewhere alone, waiting for twilight.
Should I go fetch him, my princess?
That won't be necessary. He doesn't enjoy large crowds of people he doesn't know well. He will show up and mingle for a while to avoid being a rude guest. Don't worry about him.
In the meantime, a little over 1 day's ride east of Shamayim, a meeting between two rebel clans convened in the cover of darkness. Clan Aaron and Clan Gasha. Clan Aaron was a medium-sized clan northwest of the Great Forest. Clan Gasha was a small but strong clan who dwelled in the western tree line of the southern part of the Great Forest. Each clan throughout Dhurna donned the name of their current or founding leader. Some carried both. Aaron was a large, dark-haired man with brown eyes and a kind face. His people adored him. They referred to him as Aaron the Virtuous. His second in command was a man called Hanai. Hanai stayed back to guard the clan's territory. Aaron was accompanied by 5 clan members. The leader of Clan Gasha was an extraordinarily beautiful young woman of 19 years old. Though young, her cunning, bravery, and leadership abilities were surpassed only by a few in all of Dhurna. Her warm beige skin, stunning brown eyes, and perfectly sculpted face were quite deceptive. Behind this dark-haired beauty was the mind of a brilliant tactician who leads from the front. She was accompanied by her younger brother. Cal was his name. The two of them almost looked like twins. Though Cal was small in stature, he was not to be underestimated. His skill with the bow was second to none amongst all the rebel clans. He was also gifted with an extraordinary dunamis. He could easily outpace a horse. He was the fastest being on land, animal, or man. It was said that he was fast enough to keep up with a grand condor in flight for a short time, a bird twice the size of a carriage, with incredible strength and speed. Aaron spoke calmly in his deep voice. Clan Galt has swallowed up 3 clans just as large as his, and he has alliances with clans Micah and Clan Jordan. We are planning on sending— Shh. Cal hushed him. Cal signaled to his sister. Cal, with his great eyesight, spotted movement in the darkness beyond the trees. Someone was watching and listening to them the entire time. The alliance of these 2 powerful clans would be a hindrance to whatever Galt was planning. If a rival clan knew of this meeting and learned of their plans, word would spread and a bloodbath would ensue. Even if the spy in the trees were not a member of any clan, the information would fetch a hearty price, and there would still be consequences. Cal quickly drew his bow. "Who is there? Show yourself!" Cal shouted. Everyone drew their weapons and readied themselves for battle. Cal fired a warning shot at a tree, and the person ran. It took Cal only a couple of seconds to catch up to the spy with his great speed. He blocked the perpetrator's escape. While witnessing Cal's incredible speed, and knowing that they were outnumbered by skillful fighters, the spy decided to surrender.
Bring the spy to me, Cal.
Gasha ordered. Cal marched the spy into the camp, for all to see. Gasha approached the spy.
Remove your mask and hood.
It was none other than Elena. Gasha, it's an assassin, Cal said. Aaron was surprised. Who would hire an assassin? He said. Gasha approached Elena.
She wasn't here to kill. She was here to spy. Weren't you, assassin?
Elena was trained to stay calm in high-pressure situations and to wait until an opportunity presented itself, then act accordingly. Elena answered.
McClever Gasha, your reputation precedes you. You're right. I wasn't sent here to kill.
If you truly knew of my reputation, then you'd know that flattery won't get you anywhere with me. Now stop buying time and answer my question. Were you not sent here to spy?
My apologies. The truth is that I'm no longer an assassin. I escaped, and I am simply looking for a safe place to dwell, but only for a short while. I stumbled upon you all, and I became curious.
So you decided to hide in the shadows like a spy? Bind her hands and feet. We will take her with us. Aaron, Clan Gasha welcomes you to our home. We can continue our talks there. We will bring this spy with us and get all the answers we need.
They all headed to Clan Gasha territory on horseback. Halfway through their trip, they stopped to rest and eat. Elena overheard Gasha and Cal talking. Gasha mentioned that Nibiri would be coming to them. And just like she was trained, Elena saw her opportunity and proceeded.
Did you say Nibiri?
Keep quiet, liar. You know nothing of Nibiri.
Yes, I do. And when he finds out that you have me as your captive, you will be sorry.
My brother and I have known Nibiri for over 5 springs. Cal, Nibiri, and I have all fought together, bled together, and cried together. You know nothing of Nibiri. And if you don't hold your tongue, you will be in extreme pain the entire ride back.
Elena stared intently at Gasha. She wanted to get under her skin. She wanted Gasha to look like a fool. Elena opened her mouth and said,
That's weird. I've never heard of either of you.
Gasha stood up and walked towards Elena, knowing that she had said enough to pique her curiosity and her anger. Elena's pride tempted her to continue this verbal spar, but this time her will to survive overrode her pride. Gasha was not one to be played with or taken lightly. Elena quickly dropped to her knees.
I apologize. I overreacted. I could have avoided all of this if I would have just told you who I was from the start.
Elena looked Gasha dead in her eyes and continued.
I am Elena, former assassin and former member of the congregation. You and I call him by different names. To you and your brother, he is a friend, so you call him Nibiri. To me, he is family, so I call him Father.
There's a yearning in me, there's a burning in me. I'm hoping for something more. My future is waiting patiently in front of me. I will answer the call. I will rise to the occasion. I will open the door. Though my struggles are ever greater,